right, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today on the Real Estate Podcast. I'm Todd Sumney, the Chief Industry Officer for HomeSmart International. And today's episode of the Real Estate Podcast is part 4 of a 4-part series entitled How to Conduct Live Virtual Real Estate Events, specifically live virtual showings, live virtual open houses. And today we're going to tackle how do you execute and conduct live virtual realtor tours and caravans and live virtual listing presentations or buyer presentations, and how do you do that virtually? So I hope that you enjoy this part 4 of the 4-part series, and I will see you at the end of the episode. Take care. I want to show you real quick then how you do live virtual listing presentations, where you go get the presentation PowerPoints, and then how you do live realtor tours. So real quick, any questions before we move on to the live virtual listing presentations and the live realtor tours? Don't see any questions so far, so let's talk real quick. Live virtual listing presentations. When you're doing a live presentation for a listing appointment or for a buyer presentation, you do have some prep work ahead of time. You either need to have the listing presentation that you would normally use, whether it be a PDF or whether it be some sort of a presentation document or a PowerPoint. You need to have that prepared ahead of time. Or if you want to use the HomeSmart listing presentation or the buyer presentation, we have one presentation which can work with both buyers and sellers. So if you want to, you can go download the HomeSmart listing presentation from Real Smart Agent. You go into the marketing design center, and I'm going to walk you through live how to do that. Download both the PDF and the PowerPoint. One of the decisions you're going to have to make is, do you want a horizontal version or do you want a vertical version? Do you want a team version or do you want an individual version? A horizontal version is, right now I'm speaking to all of you with a horizontal laptop. So I would use a horizontal version if I was presenting to you via a laptop. If I'm presenting to you in person or maybe via with an iPad or a tablet, I could use the vertical version. And then you also, could have a live printed version that you could show people over the phone or the web as well. So I would recommend having a print version with you. So what I want to do is I want to stop my share here real quick. I'll move this out of the way. Stop the appointment. Sorry, I stopped the wrong thing. Let me go back here and do my screen share again, my desktop. And what I want to do this time, though, is I want to go to Real Smart Agent, and I want to log in real quick. So it timed me out, so I have to log in again real quick. I'll be right with you in 1 second. And log in. So I want to log in real quick. I'm logging in as one of the agents here real quick. All right, and I'm going to pull this over here for all of you. And hopefully you can see my screen. Make sure I correct the correct screen. Okay, so what I've done here is I've logged into Real Smart Agent. And so when you want to use the HomeSmart listing presentation, if you click into the marketing section here, you'll see the drop-down menu comes down with Smart Tools, Smart Sites, Marketing Design Center, Marketing Downloads, etc. I'm going to click into the Marketing Design Center. And question, do you have to have a Real Smart login to give the listing presentation? To get the HomeSmart listing presentation, yes, you need to log into Real Smart Agent, which is the dashboard that you all use every day. And you're going to log into Real Smart Agent. You're going to click into the marketing section, click into Marketing Design Center, and then the Marketing Design Center will open up. When you click into the property listing marketing section, you'll notice that all these categories come up. You have listing tools, listing presentations, folders, covers, flyers, etc. One of the things you can do is hit this listings presentation section, and you'll notice that right here you see many different versions of the presentation to buyers or sellers. And so what it does is it has different capability for you, whether you're a team, whether you're an individual agent, whether you want to use PowerPoint, Keynote, a vertical version, a horizontal version, etc. So one of the things that I would do is I would click here. I love the individual listing presentation, PowerPoint, vertical, and I would click add to cart. Notice the cost is 0. So you just click add to cart. I would also do the horizontal version. PowerPoint, individual listing, buyer presentation, horizontal, 0, click add to cart. So when it clicks add to cart, what's going to happen is notice that my cart in the upper right corner, now it has 3 items up in the cart. One of the other things that you can do up at the top is you can hit this children's listing presentation, children's listing agreement. I'd highly recommend you, if you haven't seen this yet, explore this. It's basically a great little, it's a PDF of where if you're doing a listing presentation to someone who has children, you're gonna, just the same way you would do a listing presentation with, or a buyer's agreement with those sellers, seller's agreement with the sellers, you would do a children's listing agreement that if the children promise to keep the house clean and pick up their toys, make the bed in the morning, help their mom and dad keep the bathroom clean, they do those 3 things, that you're going to give them a Target gift card or a gift card, $25 gift card to go get a toy when the house closes. And that's the agreement. And so this is a great little marketing tool that a lot of agents are loving. And so I'm going to click add to cart of that. Then all I do is I go to this, click into my cart, I click cart, and I would click log out, check out, and you'll see all these items are right there in my cart. I click checkout, and what'll happen is then you'll receive a couple emails. So I want to go back to the PowerPoint here real quick, show you the emails that you would receive. And surely I'll answer your question in one moment. What you would do, you're going to get a first email that says your order has been placed. So those 3 items are downloaded. It's going to confirm that you ordered everything in the Marketing Design Center, and it's going to confirm the cost. The cost is free because I only ordered electronic. If I ordered the 60-page pre-printed version that's already shrink wrapped, that you also want to use the print version, these are available for $20 a piece pre-printed. You add your CMA inside, and you've got a nice 100-page presentation using the pre-printed version just by adding a CMA into the version already there. And if you did that and you ordered a pre-printed version and you ordered 1 of them, your total would be $20. If you ordered 5 of them, you know, it would be $100 because 5 times 20, and then the electronic versions are free. A couple minutes later, about 3 minutes later, you would receive another confirmation email that says your file is ready to be downloaded. You would just click on the download, click on it to download the file. Notice there are 3 download buttons. It's going to download all 3 of those items to my desktop. Now from that point, I want to go do the presentation. So I have to do the same thing. I have to decide what software I'm going to use. Let's say I choose that I want to use Zoom. I go set up Zoom, and I would go log into Zoom. I would create an appointment. I would send out a meeting invite to the prospective sellers. I would open up Zoom. I would share my desktop, and then I would play the PowerPoint or play a pre-recorded video as well. I really recommend that you practice this with a friend, the same way we practice all of the different items. And if you're doing it in Zoom, this is what it should look like, Zoom side by side with you and the prospective sellers. There are several different other views that you can go choose, so you can have multiple people on the call. I'm going to go show you real quick then how you can actually do the listing presentation using the HomeSmart presentation. Now, so what I've got here, you'll notice that I have all of the listing presentations downloaded right here to my desktop. So one of the things I want to answer, Shirley, your question says, I'm not a HomeSmart agent. can I still access the listing presentation? You can still use your own presentation. The HomeSmart listing presentation is available for the HomeSmart agents because it's got the HomeSmart logo all over it. And but you could use any presentation you have. If you're not a HomeSmart agent, use your listing presentation. Just use it in PowerPoint. The same way that I'm going to go upload this PowerPoint right here, I'm going to upload the listing buyer presentation, the horizontal version in PowerPoint. And notice that the PowerPoint comes up on the screen. And right here, what I can do is I can click on this text and I can type in the name of my homeowners. So I'm going to change this real quick, the Shirley's name, just change the first name. You can edit that text. You can change out pictures. You can go to the next screen, which talks about the 6 steps of selling, 6 steps of buying a home. You can edit any of this text that you want. Once you have the text edited the way that you want and you're ready to go, you would click Start PowerPoint. And again, the PowerPoint would come up on the screen. And so hopefully right now you're seeing the put my experience, knowledge, service, professionalism to work for you, customer presentation prepared for, Jim and Shirley Smith, and then you have your video footage there. And what would be happening is your video is going to show in a small window next to the PowerPoint then being large and being full-time. And then you just walk them through the listing presentation, the 6 steps of buying, the 6 steps of selling. At times, what you would want to do, so here's the 6 steps of selling. You talk about your 6-step process, that one of the steps is learning about the qualities of their home that they're selling. And so that you would need to ask them questions and you would walk them through the questionnaire. Then you talk about empowering them with powerful market and data and intelligence. So this is where you start to set up the CMA. And you would talk about how pricing a home is incredibly important. So would you walk them through about how to price a home, what happens with eyeballs visiting a property when it's overpriced versus underpriced, and it would set it up, and then it would walk you right into the CMA report, which you insert the CMA report here. Periodically throughout your presentation, you're going to be controlling the PowerPoint. You can also, at any point, end the show. And so now my PowerPoint goes away, and typically you could pull up other documents if you wanted, drag and drop onto your screen. Or what you do is you keep the show going, the PowerPoint show, but you stop your share. And when you stop your share, then you become live, or your video image becomes big, and that's where you can have that side-by-side conversation then with your clients. So you see how easy it is to use the HomeSmart presentation, and please type your questions into the chat. I want to make sure I answer your questions, but that's how easy it is. You set up an appointment, you invite someone into it, you open up a PowerPoint, you run the PowerPoint, and you turn your camera on and off. And after you begin to practice with Zoom, you can actually really begin to be adept at the software. The last item I want to go over today is about the live virtual realtor tours. How many of you remember when we used to go caravan around and we would go show up 10 cars filled with realtors and brokers, and we would go tour 6 to 10 different properties, and we'd go on a caravan tour. And so what we would do here is, now what's stopping us today from doing these virtual realtor tours virtually? So imagine you and 3 other agents in your office. Each of you have a listing. So you set up a live virtual tour for 4 listings, and you invite 10 to 20 to 40 agents all to tour these 4 listings virtually. So using the example earlier, there's the seller on the left-hand side, and they're walking through the home, or you, the realtor, are walking through the home, showing the home virtually. But on the right-hand side, you've literally invited 100 realtors or 100 brokers to a live virtual realtor tour. So this is where I'd love you all to participate here. How many of you all would like to participate in the first live virtual realtor tour in your state? Now, before you type in the chat, I need to know your name, your brokerage, and I need to know if you want your listing featured. Who would like to have their listing featured? Because before we can put a live virtual tour together, we have to have 5 to 6 listings ready to go to do a caravan tour type, but we're going to set it up virtually. So if you're interested, type into the chat that you're interested in participating in a live virtual realtor tour, setting one up, or having your listing featured. The way to do it is you would do the same thing that you're doing with the live virtual showing. The only difference is you're going to invite 40 agents and you're going to set up more than one listing. So you're going to choose your software, and then you're going to choose which software you want to include, and then you're also going to choose the listings. You're going to create an appointment. You're going to send out an invitation. You're going to set up your desktop, and you're going to walk them through it. So pretty neat stuff here. Hope you like what you saw. That's how we're going to do live virtual realtor tours. Nika in Honolulu, love it. Let's get one of those set up going for all of you in your respective areas. And that's kind of everything virtual real estate. So as a recap, as a summary of everything we covered today, we're teaching you how to do this. We want you to try it, practice it, use it, put it in place in your business, become experts, and then you each individually lead your industry in your local areas. We just have to then market our properties, conduct the live virtual showings, and here's our marketing recap, the 6 things we need to do marketing-wise. We walk you through step-by-step how to do it, and bottom line is, consumers, if they can choose their spouse online, they can choose their house online. Let's all go to it. Let's start to do this. I appreciate all of you joining today on how to host successful virtual real estate. And without anything else, Billy, is there anything else that we need to add here today?
No, I think you hit it all, and just, go out and practice. Get you comfortable and familiar with all the different platforms and softwares out there available for you, and definitely take advantage of the technology.
So there you have part 4 of our 4-part series on conducting live virtual real estate events is now in the books here on the Real Estate Podcast. I hope that you've enjoyed all 4 episodes, and I hope that you see amazing results as you apply these tactics you've learned over the last 4 episodes to your real estate business. Be on the lookout for some brand new episodes coming up that we just recorded this week. We'll be releasing soon on the heels of this 4-part episode. And I just want to thank all of you for listening, and we'll see you back on future episodes of The Real Estate.
Like what you're hearing on The Real Estate? Tell your friends about us. Tell them to check out all of our episodes on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. And don't forget to send any topics you want us to tackle to therealestate@homesmart.com.